my little bit of iced coffee that I've got. I'm going to be doing some filming in a few moments, so I need to get a little bit of makeup on, and I thought I would come on and show you the power of my pressed powder, because pressed powder used to freak me out. I feel like I only used pressed powder um, like in high school with like the little CoverGirl compact, and I would like keep in my bag, and honestly I don't know if I knew what I was doing. I don't know if the color I had was right, but all the cool kids had their little CoverGirl compact, and at the end of class all the girls would like open it up, put on their Bonnie Bell lip smackers lip gloss, do this because like we knew what we were doing, you know, powder our cheeks, powder our nose, like what were we even doing, closed it back up and went on our merry way. Press powder has changed so much, my friends, so I am here to share with you that. If you could do me a little favor, put hashtag hello lovely right down there in the comment below. It's a great way to wave to me, let me know you saw this. If you're watching this on the replay, you'll know that because the live button isn't up right now, so you could put hashtag replay as well so I can come back and see you. So first things first, I am going to prime my face with my Prime and Set powder. If you haven't had this before and you want to try it out, it can be multi-purpose, so it can prime your face and it can set your face. Pretty cool. You do want to give it a little bit of shake so we get that air in between all of these little particles, because it's some crazy newfangled technology where there's little pieces of water surrounded by this special prime set powder. So when it hits your face, there's this instant cooling effect. This is really great if you want really big blurring, you know, really hide those large pores. It's awesome for that. So I'm going to give it a little shake and apply this as my primer. Hi, Christina. Hi, Kat. Kat, I think I saw a little email with a notification that you were able to get the September starter kit. Is that right? Let me know in the comments. So I will say, if you do use this Prime and Set powder, you want to work in a little area at a time, because it has those little water molecules and it needs to kind of like burst and blur on your face. So I put a little bit in the cap, tap it, and then just circular motions really work in small little sections. This is also great if you're someone who has oily skin. It's a great, great product for it. Multi-purpose. I'm all about the multi-purpose products, guys. All about that life. So, yeah, today I'm going to be filming my segment for Wicked Roadie. I should have done it yesterday, but yesterday I packed a lot of stuff into it. Yesterday, of course, was a very emotionally hard day for me, as it marked the due date of the first miscarriage that I had this past year. So I think subconsciously I just made the day busy. I was just like, fill it up so I can't think about, you know, the pregnancy losses and things. I still did, but definitely because I had it filled up with meetings and seeing people and celebrating my mom's 70th birthday, it made the day go by faster, at least, right? So there were happy moments sprinkled in there. But in the process, I was not able to film my Wicked Roadie segment. So I've got to do that now. I've got to do that now to let people in Rhode Island know about all the fun things that are happening the first weekend in fall, because today is the last day of summer. It's the fall equinox. Do you do anything special for that? I don't know. I just think it's pretty neat. We'll have to have like an autumnal dinner tonight. Yay, Kat! I'm so excited. I'm happy about that. Christina said the wet, cool feeling is so neat, isn't it? Isn't it? It's just like little kisses. Like, you're taking care of your skin and you're going to look fabulous. Kat says, I really need to get the Prime and Set I will message you, Kat. All right, so when you put primer on your face, it's going to act like a barrier to help make sure your skincare sinks in. Also help make sure that your oils don't seep out and ruin your makeup too quickly, because oil and makeup, they're not friends. It also is going to help blur those pores and your fine lines and act like Velcro to help your makeup stay better. So if you're not using primer in some way, shape, or form, you're probably using more makeup. It's probably setting in those pores and fine lines. It's probably messing up and mingling with the oils and the skincare. You're doing yourself a huge disservice. So if you're taking the time to put on foundation, I want you to put on some primer. And I do have a foundation, primer, concealer, and setting product, Flawless, for sale today. Not today, this month, but time is running out. So I do want to make sure that we can get you those items if you need it. In the meantime, I'm going to take care of my eyes. And I'm talking about the power of pressed powder. As I said earlier, I used to use just like cheapy little pressed powders in high school, and then I had more dry skin before I started to use my skincare regime, and I always was worried that powder would be like yucky and flaky and stuff. So my pressed powder has skincare built inside of it. There's also this like lovely ingredient that also helps add blurring with those fine lines and pores, and it almost hydrates my skin. Like my skin almost looks glowy even though it's matte. So what I've been doing and I've been loving is I've been taking a light shade of pressed powder and I've been using this as my concealer. So I go on and I brighten up under my eyes. This is the shade Scarlet. If I have not color matched you, please, please, please send me a message so I can color match you. But I just want you to see this because it's pretty awesome. So I love to brighten behind my eye, get rid of the discoloration of the freckles and the fine lines and the veins and all that grossness. And this does not make it dry. It doesn't make it flaky, nothing like that. It really just makes it super duper flawless. And then this is so nourishing that I can even use it as my under eye concealer. Like, this is what's crazy. This is the power of the pressed powder. So when you're trying to look for your lighter pressed powder, you want to go 1 to 2 shades lighter to help brighten areas, okay? Some people go super, super light and they do like really hardcore highlighting. That's okay. But if you're, someone who just wants to have more of a natural, normal makeup look, or if you're more of a makeup novice, 1 to 2 shades lighter should work. Should work perfectly well for you. Then here's the other thing that I like to do is I like to take it underneath my cheekbone so that way it kind of adds a little bit of lightness down here. You can see my neck is really pale. That's because, of course, it doesn't get all the sunlight all the time. So I actually sometimes take my lighter shade down here and brighten that up, but I'm still going to let that primer sit in. I didn't use that Prime and Set powder on my eyes. I do find the Prime and Set powder is great, but I don't like it on my eye skin. My eye skin, if I ever use a primer, I use my hydrating primer. Aside from that, I just use my eye cream and my skincare, and I let that be primer free. So let's do a little bit of eyeshadow. We can hang it out. Where is it? Here it is. This is what I wanted. So I'm just going to take this little palette right here. The colors are just so autumnal, which I love that word as well, autumnal. See this? Like, you've just got some really pretty colors that look almost like the leaves of fall. So I figured I would play around with that a wee bit today. Good morning, Amanda. How are you? Thanks for popping on in. Good to see you. So yesterday ended up being a pretty busy day, in a good sense, but I was not able to do my filming for my television spot. So today I had originally hoped to just be in my leggings, be in my jammies, hang out, and catch up on some TV and some books, just to like feel all my feelings, but I need to go take care of this right now. So I may just get my jammies after I do my recording. Don't tell anybody, or tell everybody, because I'm pretty excited about that. So I'm just going to take this. This is a great palette for people who want to just have a little something. You can use your fingers. I'll even use my finger right now just to show you. So you can use your finger in these pigments and just kind of sweep it on your eyelid. It has almost like a creamy texture to it. And it does have light catching qualities to it, but as you blend it out, it's not as severe. Hi, Jolene. Thanks again so much, Jolene, for coming on last night. I did a fun training last night for my company, and in true spirit, I did it Harry Potter themed. So Jolene, who's joining in right now, she came dressed up as Bellatrix Lestrange, and she rocked it. She won as best costume. It's just fun, together we were all together just kind of doing some different tasks for our beauty companies and everything, but we got to do it with Harry Potter music, and I made it so that we all had different tasks, kind of like the Goblet of Fire, the Triwizard Tournament tasks. So I just used my finger just to show you, you don't necessarily need tools with all of my eyeshadows. A lot of them, generally the ones that I wear the most often, you can even use your fingers if you're someone who gets ready in a jiffy, doesn't have a lot of brushes, gets ready in the car. But if you were to get a brush, Wingardium Leviosa, look at that flying. I always recommend having some kind of a fluffy brush, okay, like this. So I am going to go in now with this shade right here, just so that I can kind of bring that aspect into my shirt. Amanda says, you're amazing. Oh my gosh, Amanda, you are amazing. You are amazing, my friend. Jolene says, any excuse to dress up, right? That's so true. Allison says, is that palette for sale? I believe it still is. I believe it still is, Allison. So if you go to minutewithmary.com and you click shadows, this is the Beloved Palette Volume 3. And I believe it is still available on my site. If not, then I've made a major snafu coming on and showing you something that wasn't. But I believe it should be. And yeah, all of them, they're kind of like a creamy consistency on your finger, a creamy powder. They will not get all creasy in your crease. They will not stick to any kind of texture in your eye in a bad way. It's just really, really lovely. And you can use them in tandem with your other eyeshadows or together. You can even use some of them as like highlighters on your cheekbones. So I'm just taking this fluffy brush and putting this a bit in above my crease, a little bit in my crease, just to kind of, it's almost creating like an autumnal, as I said, kind of that orange and red look that we're going to be seeing on a lot of these leaves soon. So since my programming that I'm going to be talking about, all the events are going to be about fall, since this is going to be the first weekend of fall, I figured I'd do an autumnal eye, but really, really quick. So I applied that more, burnt kind of color with my fingertips. I'm using this eyeshadow brush right now to do this shade right here, this more, pinky, purpley shade. And then I'm going to take my finger, got a tickle on my nose, and take this golden shade right here, and I'm going to pop that on that lower inner corner. So you can use your brushes, you can totally use your eyeshadow brushes, but if you don't have eyeshadow brushes, I don't want that to keep you from playing with color and playing with shadows. So on the main part of my lid, I did this more rose goldy kind of shade. Then on the crease and above, I did this shade right here, and right on the inner corner lid, I'm doing this golden shade to really help bring in the colors of fall. Jolene says it's still available. Thank you, Jolene. Yes, 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 yes. Awesome. So there you go, Allison. Jolene to the rescue. It is still available, and it's super pretty, and it looks great all year round, but to me, I also just think it looks so autumnal. So when it is more saturated, you are going to see more of that reflect. Oh, I'm putting on the wrong shade. Silly Mary. Silly, silly Mary. When it is a bit more saturated, you add a little bit of a layer, you'll see it'll catch the light a little more. And that's what I'm trying to do on that inner portion of the eye. And then I'm going to go in and take care of this pressed powder because I want you to see the magic of it, the power of the powder. All right, so let's do this. So I'm taking the lightest shade Scarlet. This is 2 shades lighter than my current shade, and I use that around my eyes for concealer. I'm going to go right underneath my cheekbone, and it's like a magic eraser. And what I love about this is if you're someone who is neutral or warm undertoned and your coloring is going to be changing over the next couple of months, my suggestion to you is if you wanted to do the pressed powder, get your summer shade and your winter shade so that way you can use them in tandem and kind of do this trick that I'm doing. So this blends beautifully into my neck, but my whole face doesn't have to be Casper white. Okay, so I did under there, pretty much like where your beard is. And then you're going to go down the center of your face with your lighter shade. And you can do this with any kind of foundation that you have. You can do it with the concealer, but it's just a great way to kind of add that natural light that, the sun or the light of the room would be catching on your face. It's just like kind of a natural highlight without looking like you're too big of an influencer on Instagram. This is my little hack. But this powder, as I said, it's not going to clog your pores. It's not going to make your skin dry and flaky. It's really going to look super beautiful and skin-like. You can do light to full coverage depending upon what you're using. So if you're using the sponge that it comes with, or a sponge, like a beauty blender sponge, or even a kabuki brush, something that has thick bristles like this, it's going to give you fuller coverage. And if you use more of a fluffier brush like this, it's going to give you more of a lighter coverage, and it is buildable. So I'm going to go in now with my regular shade, which is Lace. It's a little bit darker, just so you can see the difference. I'll show you that. Hi Tina, thanks so much for tuning in from Iowa. Great to see you. So this is my highlighter shade, and this is the shade that I'm going to be putting on my face now. Dun, 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 dun. So I'm just going to take that fluffy brush to give more of a medium to light coverage to let some of these freckles shine in. And you're going to see, by doing this, I'm kind of blending the two areas together, not like where they meet. I don't want any harsh lines. But having that light shade right here, it's almost like a reverse contour. If you're someone who's watched contour videos and you like the fact that it slims down the face, you like that it helps give that lift to the jawbone, this is how you do it almost in reverse though, as you add a lighter shade below. So it'll still show the difference, it'll still show that cheekbone without necessarily having to draw it with a really dark color. I have had a few people say, I've tried contouring and I feel like I'm failing. This would be my suggestion to use. Take your lighter highlight shade underneath that cheekbone and kind of carve that cheekbone out a little bit more. So I'm just taking a light dusting of this regular shade, but as I'm kind of blending that highlight shade a little bit so I don't have any of those harsh lines. let's attack this forehead, and then we're good to go. So what are you all doing this week? And what is fall like in your area? Because of course today is the last day of summer. You know, we're transitioning into fall. Here in New England, the weather has already dropped, which I'm so happy about. It was like 52 degrees when I woke up. Put on my robe, woke up the kids. We sleep with our windows open, which is a blessing and a curse since the children and I both have autumn allergies. It's so bad. So we're all like, oh, it's so nice out. And the last thing you want right now is sniffling and coughing. But that's what happens. All right, so I just finished my face. You can see I kind of evened things out. I've got the nice brightness down the center of my face. Underneath my cheekbone is still a little highlighted. I went a little lighter with the coverage, so my freckles here still show a little bit. I like to warm things up still with a little bit of bronzer. You can also just use a pressed powder in a shade that is a couple of shades darker than yours. So that's the other thing with pressed powder, is that you know, you can use it to highlight, you can use it to cover your face, you can also use it to bronze and contour. The difference generally between like bronzers and using like a pressed powder as your bronzer is the shine. A lot of bronzers have a bit of a luminescence to it to give you that glow factor, but if you're someone who doesn't necessarily want the shimmery glow, you can just get yourself a matte pressed powder in a few shades darker. And if you need help with color matching, that's what I'm here for. So I go around my hairline because I've got a big forehead and I don't have any bangs right now. I think I'm going to get bangs again. I think I'm going to do some side swept bangs. I have my hair appointment October 7th and I'm missing my bangs. Also because I have a big forehead. So I go around that forehead line, and what that's going to do is it's going to make it almost look like my forehead is starting to angle back sooner. It's adding like a faux shadow. So rather than being like this flat, big place, it looks like it's going to make, it almost makes it look smaller than what it is. Same thing if you go underneath your cheekbone, it's going to add in that faux shadow to make it look like your face is a little bit slimmer, like your cheekbone is a little bit stronger. You can do this, of course, underneath your cheek and your chin, and that adds that shadow there too. So if you're someone who has a little bit of a double chin going on, that's what contouring can do. Nicole says, I love the video you made about it being another glorious day. That's how I feel this time of year too. Yeah, so the 80 degrees are not here today. Yes, because I agree. When it's like 80 degrees in September, I'm like, what are you doing? I want to wear pants, and I want to wear boots, and I want to wear hats, and get my flannel out and everything, and then it's really, really hot. So hopefully the hot days are gone. Now, when you do this, you need to blend. You need to blend. Just have like a clean, fluffy brush. You can just get one of these, you know, at Target, wherever, just to help blend it so that there's no harsh lines. If you can leave my Minute with Mary videos just knowing one thing, it's that you don't want harsh lines in your makeup. That's when you look like you're a makeup novice and people can tell you're wearing a lot of makeup. A lot of my looks, I try to go for a more just natural, polished look, and I don't want people to like see that I have contouring, see that I have, you know, a highlight and everything. I just want them to be like, wow, her makeup looks really nice and natural. That's the trick. That is the trick. All right, let's add a little bit of blush. But yeah, the weather today, let's see how hot it's going to get. 61 degrees right now. The highest it's getting is 73 today. I am here for this weather. That's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of fall that I'm looking for. So right here, I'm going on that high point of my cheekbone. And I'm just kind of swiping it up towards that hairline. This is a great method for you to try out with blush if you are a bit older and you feel like your face is getting a little saggy thanks to gravity. Go on that high point of the cheekbone. You can even go a bit around the end of your brow, like this. It's going to really help bring the attention to that lift. Really helps exaggerate kind of that cheekbone. Nicole, it's so cold here today, but back in the 80s the rest of the week. Oh no, so you're the opposite of me. I feel like it was in the 80s last week, and now it's autumnal again. And I'm like, oh, this is nice. It just feels weird, you know, where we have a whole outdoor football set up to watch football on Sundays, and, you know, like, I don't want to be grilling in the heat anymore. I just don't. I'm not a huge fan of, like, feeling the heat from the grill and having hot burgers and hot dogs and stuff. Like, I'm more about that when it's cooler, more like tailgating for football kind of weather. So I am on camera today, and when I'm on camera, I do like to have a bit more blush here, but in real life, or if I'm just here every single day, I don't necessarily bring the blush this far in. but on camera I just get a bit more pale, so I have to add a color a little bit more in. I'm taking whatever is left over, putting it a little bit on my nose. There we go. And then, what's the magic thing? Blend. Blend, blend, blend. Because you can see this whole situation right here. So I just gently blend that out. Hi, Anna. How are you? Thanks for tuning in. Great to see you here, my friend. Great to see you. See, I have to get my events recording sent off. Well, I have to record it and then have it sent off. It will be good. I forgot to put on my eyeliner. Dun, dun, dun. I do want to have some lashes put on. So I'm going to take my magnetic liner. I think a few of you were able to grab my magnetic lashes last month when the bundle was on sale. But it's something that I now offer. So if the mascara doesn't give you enough oomph to your lashes, maybe you really have super short lashes and you want to have longer lashes that you can apply and wear for special events or for date nights or heck every day, because why not, right? Life is too short. Let's have some fun. You can totally do this. Now, I generally use pencil or liquid eyeliner first and act like a guide, but I'm going to wing it today. I'm just going to take this magnetic liner. So you have to take the magnetic liner from Minute with Mary and you just apply it on that lash line as close as you can get to your natural lashes. And the trick with this is you need to let it dry a little bit. It's a little bit thicker of a consistency than your regular eyeliner. So I give it a good little shake. And then, let's get this situated. And then I hold my mirror down low and I look at the lashes like this. So that to me helps me get the liner really, really close to my lashes. And I don't paint it straight across. I almost just do like little dashes, like I place it. And when you apply your magnetic lashes, they are going to start above your iris, colorful part of your eye. They do not start at the white of your eye. So fun little tip for you. And if you're a little messy with your eyeliner, it's okay because your lashes will cover it. You do not need to be a perfectionist with this. Come on. There we go. The silence, I'm sorry. I hate being silent on video. So mine's a little messy, but c'est la vie. I'm a bit cleaner when it comes to regular liners, pencil or liquid, and then you have to keep your eyes closed a little bit if you have slightly hooded eyes or hooded eyes like myself. If you got a little bit in your lashes, you can take like a little lash comb or a clean mascara brush and just kind of comb any of that magnetic liner out. Some people get a little bit in those lashes, and then when you apply the magnetic lashes, they want to stick to the magnetic liner in your lashes. So you always kind of, it's a great thing to know that with your clean mascara wands, like when you're done with it, you know, because you have to change out your mascara about every 3 months, save the wand, wash it out with some makeup remover, keep it so you can use it to kind of brush your brows, to clean out your lashes, all sorts of things. There's great different tips that you can do with clean mascara wands. Kat says, I love the double twist mascara. That fine brush is awesome. Yes. Yes, the twisted mascara. It's so, so good. Anna says that there's some snow in her mountains nearby. She wants to want to come back to see them. It should help with the smoke. Oh, I hope the snow does help with all that smoke. Tina says, I popped on too late. Can you talk about your eyes a little? Pretty colors. Thank you, Tina. Yeah, I certainly can. So I used, my eyes just have this palette right here. And this originally came out in February. It is my beloved palette, Volume 3, so everything that I'm putting on today you can find at minutewithmary.com. What I love about this is it comes with 6 gorgeous shades plus a little mirror if you wanted to, you know, utilize that mirror. But they're all these pretty shades. So we've got like a silver, a kind of rustic gold, a more rose gold, a yellow gold, a burnt orange, and then this gorgeous like purpley pinky shade. And they all are a creamy texture. They don't budge and get all stuck inside your crease. They blend well. You can use your finger. Oftentimes I just take my finger like in this shade right here and I will just swipe it on as one shade and it's gorgeous. You can use your regular tools. You can use them in tandem together. So today I applied this one all over my lid. I used this shade on like my crease and above my crease, and then I used this shade on the lower lid. So this one was all over as my transition. This one was my crease. And then this one was my lower lid. And then to me, it just made me think of fall, just made me think of autumn. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to take that color right there, and I am going to put a little bit underneath my lower lash line. I love doing this just because it brings some cohesiveness to the eyeshadow look. I am going to use a little brush for this one, though, because my pinky finger, even though it's small, it's not that small. It will probably make a little bit of a mess. And you can use your transition shade, you can use your crease shade. The cool thing with makeup is that you can just play around with it. You know, be a little Bob Ross, you know, make it your own. Every little mistake is something that you're going to learn. It might have you try something new. Happy little trees, right? I've been watching the Bob Ross documentary on Netflix. Have you watched it? You just end up feeling so bad for his son. Like Bob just wanted to make the world a happy, beautiful place and help people love painting, and things got a little crazy, as they do when money is involved. All right, so there we go. Once again, it is my beloved palette, volume 3, up at minutewithmary.com. Just click eyes and eyeshadows, and you'll be able to see that there with all those 6 eyeshadows included. I absolutely love it. So the magnetic eyeliner, when you apply it, you do need to let it dry. I should have done that when I did my eyes and then did the rest of my face, but I forgot, and that's okay. We all make those little mistakes, right, from time to time. What I am going to do at this point, however, is set my makeup. So we talked in the beginning about the importance of primer, and then you also need to set your makeup. So I am just going to take that same product, my Prime and Set powder. You want to give it a little shake. It's that water molecules surrounded by the Prime and Set powder. It's going to add this beautiful chilling effect to your skin. So I put a little bit in the lid, and then I dab my brush in, and I apply it in a small area at a time. This is great for those of you who have larger pores or really want to have like some blurred skin going on. It sets your makeup so it won't make a mess all in your mask, so it won't make a mess if you're hugging your loved ones. It'll help keep your oils at bay if you're someone who has more oily skin. It does give a very matte look. So if you're someone who has dewy makeup and you want to keep that dewy makeup look, I would use my Behold setting spray and set your face with that. Setting your makeup helps it really live its best life. It helps it stay on your face all day. Helps it so that when you're, scratching your nose or, as I said, putting on your mask, hugging people, it doesn't get all over the place. It really, really stays on and looks its best. If you spend money on foundation, on blush, on bronzer, and you don't have the primer, or the setting powder, you're doing yourself a disservice because it's not going to do its best job. So that is why this month I do have that 31% off special: primer, concealer, foundation, and setting product. Now, I did not do a concealer today, as I did use powder as my concealer, but I wanted to show you the power of the powder. Hey Amy, how are you? Sad story about how that ended up. What ended up. Sorry if I change subjects too quickly, Kat, because I don't know what you're referring to, but I will hopefully figure that out. You could fill me in. I am going to take my brush and brush through my brows. If you have thinner brows, this is a great time for you to do them. You can also do them before you do your setting product. Some people who have oily skin, they need that setting product to really lock their brows in as well. Sometimes I do my brows, sometimes I don't. It all depends upon how I'm feeling. Oh, Bob Ross, yes. Isn't that so sad? So sad, Kat. I'm going to take this pencil eyeliner right here, and I am going to go and do my waterline. When I wear my false lashes, I like to make sure that the base of my eye looks straight black. So there's this little skin right here called your waterline, and I do what's called tight lining. I take a black pencil and I color on that skin right there, and I also wiggle that pencil in right at the base of my lashes. So I want it to look like my lashes go straight from lashes to eyeball. I don't want it to be lashes, skin, eyeball. I want it to just be this beautiful, cohesive look. So some people will take eyeliner and they will tightline their lower lid to add some drama and stuff. I will tell you that makes your eye look smaller. So if it's something that you've been doing for a few decades and you want your eyes to look a little bit bigger, maybe skip the tight line on the bottom, and instead, I'll show you what you can do instead to make your eyes look bigger. So tight lining the top will make your lashes look fuller. Okay, that's what I'm doing right here. This is great also for those of you who want to emphasize your lash line a little bit, but don't necessarily want to do a full liner up top. So if you have hooded eyes particularly, this is great for you. I get all in there. It takes a little while to get used to because, you know, you're taking a pencil really close to your eyeball, but once you've done it a few times, I can even just do it without looking in a mirror a lot. Right, and then the other thing, as I said, if you want to use eyeliner on the bottom, you can actually go in your lash line, not on the waterline. And that, up until like your pupil, this will help your eyes look bigger. So you leave your waterline on your bottom free, and that makes your eyes look bigger. Dun, 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 dun. All right, I am going to curl these lashes, put a little mascara on, and then put on my magnetic lashes, and then I'm good to go. I will fix my hair, and I will throw on a little bit of lip product, though. So don't worry, I'm not going to look like a hot mess express as I go out and do this. I have a few ideas of what I'm going to talk about, though. So I'm excited about that. I just love fall. I love winter. Winter is by far my favorite season. What's yours? Do you like spring, summer, fall? I'm definitely a winter girl for a few reasons. I love snow. Snow is my happy place. I love the Christmas season. I just can't get enough of it. I love the music. I love the holiday. I love the smells, and I love seeing people. My second favorite season, it's a tie because I think, like, I love spring. I love the flowers. My birthday's in the spring, so I have so much fun with that. But fall's awesome. My least favorite season is summer. Which sounds so sad because I know that it's many people's favorites. I do love going to the beach. I love that my kids are home and I get to play with them. And it may change. Like, as my kids get older, I may end up loving summer more because I do get to spend more time with them. But I don't like the heat. I hate sweating. I just don't enjoy it. I'd rather, like, if it's too hot, I would rather stay inside with the air conditioning than bake in the sun. So I think that that's really why I don't love summer. Like, if summer could be max 82 degrees, I'm here for it. Maybe I just need to move to Canada. I don't know. I assume it gets hotter than that in Canada. But here it can get up to, 100 and higher, and it's humid and it's gross. It's so bad. Amy is all about the fall. Tina loves fall as well. Oh, that's awesome. That's so, so fun. Yeah, I can be down with fall. Let's see, if I wear my eyelash tool, where would I be? Because this will be fun if I don't have it. There it is. So here are my eyelashes. I'm going to be wearing the shape Encouraging. This is the shape that I recommend for friends who have smaller eyes or severely hooded or downturned eyes. It opens up the entire eyelid. If you do get these magnetic lashes from me, I do have some videos on how to make sure that they fit your eyelids properly. So you can hold them with your fingers or with your tool. You line them up right at that iris and line it up on your eyeliner. So if you don't have the tool, that's okay. You can use your fingers. I just find for me it makes it more exact. And then I kind of press it along to make sure that it is actually on that eyeliner. And then you can also flip this tool. This is why I love this tool. It has this little comb so you can blend your brushes into the eyeliner. The other thing you can do is you can kind of pinch and make sure that it's perfectly lined up to your eye. Now, if you have it lined up above your iris and there's a whole bunch of lash still over here, that means that you need to trim it. They are long so that way you can trim it to help it fit your eye shape. So if it feels heavy, if you can feel it coming off and stuff, it might mean that it just needs to be trimmed to fit your eye shape. And I have a video on how to do that. Jolene, you like fall too? That's awesome. Now, do you all like fall because of the holidays? Do you like it because of the scents, because of the temperature, or all of the above? Yeah, so fall has become more of a second place, runner-up kind of style place. I think too, like, both of my kids' birthdays are in fall, so you've got my birthday, my kids' birthdays. So when they were babies, I just really, really lucked out having babies in the spring. Sorry, did I say fall? I meant spring. Both of my babies and myself, we have birthdays in the spring. So it was just nice. It was nice to be, like, outside, see all the baby bunnies, all the baby birds, and then I had my babies. All right, so I'm brushing these through. These are really easy. The cool thing with magnetic lashes, because they are a bit of a financial investment, you know, when you buy them. When I first saw them, I was like, 30 some odd dollars for lashes. What are you talking about? Normally when I've used fake eyelashes, particularly when I was on TV, because when I'm on camera, I want my eyes to look bigger and more open. I would buy, you know, the $6 ones, the little glue-on ones. And the problem with those is you can only use them 1 or 2 times. These you get 60 uses with. Also, the glue can often irritate people's eyes for the regular glue-on lashes, whereas the magnetic liner, we haven't had that kind of a result. So if you're someone who you want to be able to have your eyes be a little bit more dramatic, maybe you're someone who, you know, you go to church once a week and you get a little dressed up for that, this would be a great reason for that. Or if you just like the look of it. So these are called encouraging. I do have inspiring, which is a bit more natural, and then it grows longer and longer for more of a cat eye shape. That's really feminine and pretty as well. So I'll wear that another day. But yeah, I just wanted to thank you so much for tuning into this Minute with Mary. I'm going to go and record my little segment now about the first weekend of fall and all the great things to do in Rhode Island. I'm pretty excited about it. Love this eyeshadow look. So once again, you know, I've taken it out. I haven't really used it that much. It's my beloved eyeshadow palette volume 3. I just created like a pretty autumnal, you know, changing leaves colors for the eye inspiration. And there you have it. So thank you again for tuning in. If you do need a color match, or you have questions about which primer is best for you, if you want to jump on this month's special at Minute with Mary, please send me a message. Say, Mary, can you please color match? I don't want you to feel awkward at all. This is what I'd love to do. I love to help people feel more confident when it comes to their makeup skills. So if there's a way that I can help you, please, please, please let me know. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching this Minute